Right, hello. It's Sunday today. It's actually Resurrection Sunday. It's probably the most important day of the year for me and Michelle as being Christians. Why this day is not celebrated more than the Christmas thing? Well, I was going to say I don't know. I do know, but you know. So today's a really good day for us. So today I thought I'd do, rather than do, it's kind of an on the bench video, but rather than show you what I'm doing right now, I thought I'd show you. I've just tidied up the workshop. It's a small room. It's a front room of a terraced house. It's not that big, so I don't have a lot of space, but I'm thinking I've utilised it pretty well. So I'm just going to I'm going to pick the camera up and I'm going to show you around my room. I'm going to show you how I've got it all set up, and then I'm going to show you where I am with certain things. So give me a second. And there we are. This is basically, I'll show you, it's the front door of the house, and as you walk in, right opposite you've got the door going into the kitchen, blah de blah de blah, and the rest of the house. But here you walk into a room and you've got to the left here, you've got, there's all my electrical tools here, side of the door. I've got workbench 1 there, which has got various tools I use regularly. The ones I have most to hand, these are basically setting up tools. I can do virtually everything I want to do at this bench. I'll just walk back, come back here, show you that. It's got my electrics soldering toolbox here. It's got my, that's actually my mechanics toolbox here, and on the other side it's got a toolbox with spare tools. Got all my clamps hanging up here. I've got a broken vise here, which now, because it's broken off, I just use it to put my screwdrivers in. My main ones, I've got basically my fret file there. Electric cutters. I've got some gloves there, use it quite regularly. I've got some good, that's really good tape, it's expensive tape, but it's waterproof. It's great for masking areas on guitars. Just bought that. Got all my, these are basically all my neck, not all my neck tools, but neck setup tools. The refretting tools are in a different place. So that's that. And coming next to this bench here, I've got a racking unit there, above the gas and electric meter. A few bits and bobs on it, a couple of guitars, my old guitars where I've stuff I've never finished. Some various glues and cleaners and stuff up there. An iron, which I use for straightening necks when I want to get heat into something. My books, I don't really look at these books much, but I do go to them for reference. This is my favourite one, Guitar Player Repair Guide by Dan Irwine from Stu Mac. Good book, very thorough. We'll step back, got some plastic drawers here, we're all full of crap, full of stuff. Then we come to this side, various pots with bits and bobs in. I've got a rack wireless here I never hardly use, well I don't use. I've got my computer, 5-way speakers, nice little computer for in here, it's fine. This corner I've got what I'm actually playing at the moment, the Firebird, which I've just got, really love it. I'm going to swap the pickups out, but I like it as it is at the moment. Here you've got my Truster Piva 2B12 Classic Chorus, 150 watt of goodness. What a fantastic amp that is. The drive on it's really bad, awful. I'd never use it, but it takes pedals really well, and the clean sound on it is absolutely amazing. It's got built-in chorus, built-in reverb. It's just a brilliant amp, and I've got a couple of pedals I use with it. Because I'm using pedal distortion, I've got a MXR full bore there, which I only ever use on off distortion at most, and I boost it with my max on. With no drive on my max on there, and I've got a little bit of a digital delay, so I've got delay chorus reverb, which is all I'm really ever going to need. I've got wah wah up there. I'm going to play wah wah at home, am I? Some other effects there, you know, I could use for recording. Also back up here, by the way, I've got a Scarlett 2i4 there. I bought that just after Christmas. A friend of mine works for Focusrite, so he got me on a friends and family deal. Got it really cheap, got a great price, so that's there. So I'm going to start recording this year. Anyway, back to the room. Turn back around, we get to bench number 2. Now bench number 2, I've got my drill press under this. It's a bench drill, but I use it as a drill press for putting frets in. Spare chair there. Underneath, you just see there, that's my jig. I'll put guitar, if I'm going to do fret work or I'm doing a refret, I use that jig. It's basically a copy of a Stu Mac jig, which costs 500 odd quid. I built that for less than 100 quid. It's great for holding the guitar steady, holding my neck perfectly straight, and it's supported all along the neck, so when you're doing fret work, the guitar doesn't move. So when you're leveling frets, you're always going to get them level. I can explain, I've explained in other videos I've got some more tools on this rack over here. I've got all my electric tools down there, drills and routers and Dremels and stuff like that, planes, blah blah blah. That's some eBay crap. This is full of guitar bits and bobs, tuners and all this kind of crap. I've got more tools behind there, more small tools in that box, small socket set there. This box is probably the most important box in the house for me. It's got all my fret leveling tools, it's got my fret bending tools. I'm not going to go in there, I'll just take the word for it. But it's got all my fretwork tools in there if I'm ever doing refrets. I've got stuff for bending frets, I've got stuff for leveling frets, I've got leveling bars. Like that bar there is precision ground to within a 0.001 thousandth of an inch, or a thousandth of an inch over a metre or something like that, perfectly straight more or less. Use that for levelling necks. Got some stands up there which I use now and again. Back to here, I've got my beautiful, this is my #1 guitar. This is my Edwards, basically the Japanese ESP. Edwards EEX125D, D standing for Duncan, as in it's got Duncan blackouts on it. It's a satin finish. It's an absolute brilliant guitar. I bought it brand new, 600 quid. It cost me 300 quid to get it here. Shipping, import tax, and VAT cost another 300 quid. And I bought the case for 100 quid. So that's cost me £1,000. You know, you can see why I've got an old case for it. I absolutely love that guitar. It's absolutely brilliant. My three main guitars, my three favourite guitars are Explorer, Firebird, and I want a BC Rich Mockingbird with Floyd Rose ST version, which I've had before, which then I've got all bases covered. So that's it. So that's my room, and we go just now to the back wall. This is where my racking stuff is. This is guitars. These are all guitars I'm working on at the moment. As you can see, there's quite a few in line there. A couple of them are just cases. Back case here is Andy's case for his teller. There'll be in my second case, there's a Levinson blade in there, Strat Titan he's working on. In that fat case next to the green one, there'll be a Tradition guitar in there, a PRS type. There'll be another PRS type in the Eagle case. That next fat case here, it'll have another Tradition guitar in it. Then you've got the last case at the end, that's just an empty case, it's one of my spare ones. And in this order here, you've got an Epiphone which is just about done, needs a backplate on. You've got Tradition Les Paul, which is a brilliant guitar, which is done. You've got Andy's Telecaster, which I need to finish. I'm putting a new neck on that, but I've got a new pickup in. You've got Andy's Les Paul, which is done. And that's it. That is my guitar room. Now, back round to the bench. What I've got on the bench today is palm reader bassist Josh. I've got his bass in, it's coming for a setup. So that's what the main thing I'm going to be doing today. That'll be a pretty straightforward job. I've got, so look at Andy's teller. I don't know if you can see, I've put the original pickup back in. It sounds mint. I'm going to do a sound demo of that, but I did one the other day. I meant to do another video for it, but I ain't got round to it. But that, I may as well wait. It's got a new neck coming this week, which Andy's going to let me have. I'm going to put my new neck on, new tuners on. The electrics are done in that. I've put new pot, well, put a volume pot in there. I've put a volume knob on there. I've done all the electrics. I've wired a new pickup. I've done a new jack. It's got a new jack on there. It's going to have a new neck and tuners, and it's going to have I've already done the intonation and the saddles, but I'll probably need to change them again when the neck comes. So I'll get that done before he goes on tour next week. There you go. So that's what I've got to show you today. I'll show you around my room, guitar room. It's a small room. I don't know what size it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4.5 metres by about 4.5 metres by 4.5 metres. It does me. I've got the window right there, front window. It's a terrace straight onto the street. I didn't want a living room coming in off the street. Living room's upstairs. So it suits me for now. I'd like somewhere bigger because I want to start building guitars as soon as I can. But for today, on this glorious day, the day of our Lord's resurrection, or the anniversary of our Lord's resurrection, it's a super sunshiny day. And for now, that is it. Be good to each other. Peace be with you all.